All right, let's tackle the question that everybody's been asking me right now, and that is, Jacqueline, should we buy a home in Austin right now, or should we wait until 2026? And I get it. Interest rates are all over the place, you're getting mixed headlines, and the market seems unpredictable. So in this quick Austin market update, I'm gonna break down what's actually happening, the prices, the inventory, and where the opportunities are, so you can make the smartest move for you and your situation. Okay, let's start with the numbers, and these numbers are for the city of Austin, not Austin Metro. Although I will include that graphic at the end of the video, and you might be surprised by those numbers, but let's just focus today on the city of Austin. These numbers are year over year. This is September 25 compared to September 24. First, let's look at the median home price. A median home price is $550,000. This is down 6% since last year. Now, what's interesting with this is pending sales are up 7.5% since last year. So there are more buyers slowly entering into the market, and hopefully it will kind of close that gap. But overall, we've been seeing the market pretty stable. As you can see, there's 5.9 months of inventory. So this is slightly up from last year. And what that means is if no other homes came on the market, all of the listings would be sold in about 6 months. Typically, 6 months is a balanced market. But with the extremes of our market from 2021, we had 2 weeks of inventory. As soon as we hit 3-4 months of inventory, it's definitely felt like a buyer's market, and we're creeping slowly into that. Average days on market is 73 days. This again is slightly up from last year by 6 days. That's beneficial as a buyer because it's going to give you a little bit more time in the market and not be so rushed. And then the average close to list price is at 90%, and that is down from 92% last year. This as a buyer is really exciting. So if a home is listed at $500,000, the average home will sell about $450,000. So now let's talk about inventory and the buying power, because this is where it gets interesting. So you might be wondering, what does all of this mean? Well, prices have been pretty stable the past year. Inventory is rising, so this is giving buyers a lot of negotiation room. Every month we're seeing more and more listings going on the market. There is longer days on market, and probably because of the interest rates, there's less buyers in the market. But what this means is leverage. So let's just shoot back to 2021, because that was a wild time in our market. Our inventory was down to 2 weeks of inventory. Buyers, if there was a house available, you just had to jump on it, offer 20, 50, 100 grand over asking, and still might not even get it. And man, how times have changed, because today you have options, you have the time, and you definitely have leverage. And if you're looking at new construction, then you might even get a better deal than a resale home. And the reason why is because builders are not only giving away great incentives, but they're buying down interest rates. I know interest rates have kept a lot of buyers on the sideline, which I totally understand. So if new construction is something that maybe you haven't considered because of interest rates, then it might be something that you want to consider. Let's zoom out for a minute. If you're looking for the perfect time to buy, well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't exist. But the best time to buy is when you're financially ready, you're stable, and you're mentally ready to make that commitment. So whether that's now or in the spring or next year, don't buy until you're ready. But if you're ready, as far as the market goes with these numbers, this could be a really, really great opportunity for you. Now, if you're wondering reasons why you should wait, here's my take. First one is if you think you're gonna need to move within the next, say, 1 to 3, maybe even 4 years, and you purchase a home, this is a big investment and is a long-term investment. So it's gonna take some time to appreciate, and we don't want you under unless you're open to making that an investment home 2, 3, 4 years down the road if you do have to move. The second reason is you don't really know what you want. Do you want a small home? Do you want a home that your family can grow into? Do you want a condo or live downtown? That's where we come in. We will ask you a series of questions to really help you think about what would be best for you and your situation. And then the third reason is if you have a very tight budget. Again, real estate is a long-term investment, and thinking, you know the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I hope it's still in that home, and at that time that you have grown quite a bit of appreciation. But if you're on a tight budget, you might want to save up a little bit more, because you're definitely going to want some cushion, because if you don't pay, you don't stay. Now that we've broken down some reasons why it could be a good time to buy or not buy, if you are in the position to buy now, real estate ebbs and flows, and we see most activity in our spring market here in Austin, and the least amount of activities typically in the fall months. So October, November, December, it's just a little slower around the holidays. So with that being said, prices will be slightly lower in the fall than they will be in the spring, and you're gonna have less competition. So again, if you're financially ready, you're mentally ready, not only can you score a great deal now, but listen, I can't predict the future, but every year in my business, I've been in the business for 9 years, spring is when it hits. All right, so just to recap, according to our data, it's a great time to buy in Austin, but don't forget, are you ready to buy? Are you financially ready to buy? Are you mentally ready to buy? And do you plan on staying in that home for the next 3 to 5 years? Those are the things to take into consideration if you're thinking about making a move to Austin. If you're curious what that looks like for you, drop a comment or shoot me a text, and I'd be happy to break it down based on your goals and your timeline. If you're new here, I'm Jacqueline Roland, your go-to Austin realtor. Make sure to like and subscribe, because I'd love to see you at the next one. And if Austin is something that you're just curious about, grab my free relocation guide, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.